Hi guys, Mrs. Ulickney here, helping you with your at-home work on Thursday, October 22nd, page 57. Now, this is really tricky, so I wanted to make sure that we did this together. It says, fill in the blanks to find the difference of 352 minus 147. Okay, and we're gonna fill out all of the spaces that are empty. Sometimes I think this is a little visually overwhelming, so if you want to highlight these lines at home to help you know exactly what you need to fill in, that always helps. So let's look at the first one. They're breaking apart these numbers into hundreds, tens, and ones. So 352 has how many hundreds? I hope you're thinking 3. Because remember, ones, tens, hundreds. And how many tens does it have? I hope you're thinking 5. And they filled in the 2 ones for us. Or, what's a different way of writing this? We know there's 3 hundreds, but now they're saying there's 4 tens. Okay? So, let's talk about why. Let's set this up traditionally so you can see why they're doing it that way. Look in the ones column. What's bigger? 2 minus 7. Uh-oh. 7's bigger, so it's on the bottom. So that would mean that we need to borrow. I do not have enough ones, so I'm going to have to go to my neighbor, take away a 10, so my 5 tens becomes 4 tens, and my 2 ones becomes 12 ones. I do need to borrow, so that's why you see the 4 tens here, because we didn't have enough ones. So my 5 tens became 4 tens. I gave 10 to the ones column, so my 2 ones becomes 12 ones. Okay, now let's break apart 147. 147 has 100. And how many tens? 4 tens, which they did for us. And how many ones? I hope you're thinking 7 ones. Now we're going to subtract our place values. So 300 minus 100 would give us 200s. 4 tens minus 4 tens gives us 0 tens. And 12 ones minus 7 ones gives us what? 5 ones. So my difference or answer to 352 minus 147 is 205. Okay, that's a little tricky. Let's look at number 2. It says, fill in the blanks to find 459 minus 260. I am going to write it up and down first in a column. That just helps me. Please feel free to do that if that would help you. So let's first break apart 459 into hundreds, tens, and ones. How many hundreds are there in 459? 4. How many tens? 5. Good. And how many ones? 9. Good job. Okay, so now let's look here. Or you could change it to 3 hundreds plus 15 tens plus how many ones? Well, why are they doing that? Let's look. 9 minus 0. What's bigger, 9 or 0? I hope you're thinking 9, so we don't need to borrow. 9 minus 0 is 9. But let's look at the tens column. Whoop, to take my cap off. 5 minus 6. What's bigger, 5 or 6? I hope you're thinking 6, so our bigger number's on the bottom. That means we need to borrow. We're going to borrow one of our hundreds. We're going to take 100 away from the hundreds column. So 400 becomes 300. And my 5 tens becomes 15 tens. So now I have enough tens to borrow. Okay? So that's why they did that. And our 1 stayed the same. Let's go down here. Let's break apart 260 into hundreds, tens, and ones. How many hundreds are there in 260? I hope you're thinking 2. How many tens in 260? I hope you're thinking 6. And how many ones in 260? I hope you're thinking 0. Now we're going to subtract our place values. So let's start over here. 9 ones minus 0 ones is 9. 15 tens minus 6 tens equals what? 9 tens. And 3 hundreds minus 2 hundreds equals 100. So the difference to 459 minus 260 is 199. Okay, that's very confusing. That's why I thought it was super important for us to do that together. Let's turn our page and let's look at page 58, number 3. It says, fill in the blanks to find the difference of 905 minus 425. So you can see they're breaking apart our number. So 905 has how many hundreds? I hope you're thinking 9, which makes a number 900. Or, let's see why they're doing or. Let's write our problem in a column. Let's look at our ones column. Our numbers are the same, so we don't need to borrow or regroup. 5 minus 5 is 0. Let's look at our tens column. 0 minus 2. My bigger number's on the bottom. Uh-oh, that means I need to borrow. I don't have enough tens, so I'm going to go to my hundreds column. I'm going to borrow 100 and give 100 to my tens column, which gives me 10 tens, which equals 100. So now I have enough tens to borrow. So with my new number, how many hundreds do I have? 800. And then 10 tens gives us 100. 5 ones and 5 ones. Now I'm going to break apart my 425 into hundreds, tens, and ones. So 425 has how many hundreds? I hope you're thinking 4, which makes 400. How many tens does 425 have? 2 tens, which gives us 20. And then they already have the 5 there. Here it says subtract the hundreds. So 800 minus 400 would give me 400. Now we're going to subtract the tens. 100 minus 20, or think of it this way, 10 minus 2. What does that give you? 80. Now subtract the ones. 5 minus 5, which gives you 0. Okay? So 400 plus 80 plus 0 gives us a difference of 480. So the answer to my problem, the difference, is 905 minus 425 equals 480. Okay. Number 4 and 5. I'm going to let you pick any way you would like to do it to subtract and regroup. So let's start here. It says find 252 minus 136. Let's look in our ones column. What's bigger, 2 or 6? I hope you're thinking 6, which means, uh-oh, we need to regroup or borrow because our bigger number's on the bottom. We don't have enough ones to subtract, so we're going to go to our neighbor, the tens column. We're going to turn 5 tens into 4 tens. We're going to give 10 to our ones column, so our 2 ones becomes 12 ones. So what's 12 minus 6? I hope you're thinking 6. Now we have 4 tens minus 3 tens. What's bigger? 4 or 3? 4 is bigger, so we can subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1. And then 2 minus 1 is 1. So our solution or our difference to our problem is 116. Let's look at number 5. It says find the difference for 636 minus 158. Let's look at our ones column. 6 minus 8. What's bigger, 6 or 8? I hope you're thinking 8. Uh-oh, we do not have enough ones, so we will need to borrow from our tens. Our 3 tens becomes 2 tens. Our 6 ones becomes 16 ones. So now we do have enough ones. What's 16 minus 8? I hope you're thinking 8. Let's look at our tens column. 2 tens minus 5 tens. What's bigger, 2 or 5? I hope you're thinking 5 is bigger, and uh-oh, that's on the bottom. So that means we need to borrow. Okay, so we're going to borrow 1 from our hundreds column, so 6 hundreds becomes 5 hundreds. And our 2 tens becomes 12 tens. Okay, so now we have enough tens. So 12 minus 5 is 7, and 5 minus 1 is 4. So the answer to our problem, or the difference, is 478. I hope that helps. Don't forget to bring back your work to me.